Hello everybody, we've got a 2007 Ducati Multistrada 1100S right here. As you can see, it's got the Olin suspension on it. Got a little bit of leakage going through on one of the front forks here. So instead of having the dealership take the forks off, charge a little bit extra, thought I'd take them off myself and take them in and have them do the seal change. Go ahead and change the fluid and everything else while they're at it. I didn't find any how-tos on how to remove the front forks, so I thought I'd just go ahead and give it a try, see how it works out, and hopefully this will give somebody else an idea of how it goes. If you guys have any questions on anything that I'm doing, please feel free to ask. I'll try to answer them as best as I can. Otherwise, hope you enjoy. As you can see here, the first thing I did was put the bike on the center stand. I don't really have any issues with anybody else being in my garage, so I'm going to trust this. That'll hold the bike up, and I'm also going to use a jack, hydraulic jack, and I'm just going to lift it up on the skid plate here. That'll get the weight off my front wheel. That way I'll be able to remove the front wheel and the fork. Now to start out, I'm going to go ahead and remove the fenders. That'll give me access to some of the other parts, make it a little bit easier. Got a couple of Allen head screws here to remove them. Got two there, and then one back here on each side. Got all my tools set up here. Got the wrench for the socket for the axle, a couple of Allen wrench sets, and my full tool kit. So as always, no tools loaned. So make sure you have your own before you start. So as I said, before I jack the bike up, I'm going to go ahead and take the fender off, and that'll give me a little bit better idea looking at it about what I need to do. Here. As you can see, we got the brake lines running through, so I'm just going to pop those rubber grommets out of there. I'm going to do this while I'm recording. There you go. Pop it out, and that way you can remove this front fender here. We'll find out how to do that in just a second. Alright, there we go. We got the front fender off. A little bit tougher, I guess. It's got the fender extender on it, but not too bad. Just had to flex the sides of the fender in, so that way I can squeeze it through the front fork. Alright, I ran back inside real quick, grabbed some handy little Ziploc bags. That way I can take all those screws I'm taking out. Got them labeled right there. I got fender bolts with brake line grommets. That way I make sure I don't lose them while this bike is getting serviced. Alright, one thing I did right here, I went ahead and marked, as you can see, you got a little tick mark there. So that way, if it's necessary, not sure yet, I'll ask them when they service the suspension, to line these upper tubes back up correctly. That way I don't have to worry about it, it'll be lined up. Alright, at this point I'm going to go ahead and I got a 8mm Allen wrench. I'm going to go ahead and loosen up and remove the screws from our brake calipers. Easier said than done, apparently. Alright, we're going to try this again. I got the torque wrench here. Apparently, tighten it up a little bit. These bolts are in here pretty damn good, so let's see if we can get them off here. Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah, those are in there quite tight. I guess they don't want you taking those off. I'm going to go ahead and leave it sitting on the on the rotor for right now until I get ready to take the actual wheel off. And again, we'll get us a trusty little Ziploc bag here. Put our... There we go. Caliper bolts. Probably can't read that anyways. That's okay. Gonna go ahead and jack up the bike, get the weight up off the front wheel. Now that we've got that done, go ahead and loosen the screws here at the bottom of the fork, and this is going to be on the side with the axle nut. And I'm probably calling all these parts wrong types of names because I'm a car guy, not really a bike guy as much, but that's okay. If you're watching my video, you're probably just doing it for informational purposes, and you can deal with it. See, we're just going to do each side a little bit at a time until they're completely loose. That way we don't put too much stress clamping one side. If you loosen one all the way out, leave the other one tight, and you can start letting one side out and kind of get some torquing going on. We definitely don't want that. Now that I've got that one side there loose, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take my axle nut and loosen that. Alright, there we go. See that? We got our first little learning experience. Can't really do that when you got the back of the bike sitting down. As soon as I pull down, just trying to push the front of the bike down. So I'm going to do it the other way because I'm lazy. We're going to lift up on this side, see if we can get the axle nut loose. There we go. Looks like I've got a washer in there, so I'm going to make note of that. See if I can get that out real quick here. Be real careful. Let's see. There we go. This is the Texans all-purpose tool. Great for every day. Alright, now we got the axle nut and washer off. And to go ahead now, I'm going to loosen the bottom fork bolts here on the other side. And this is going to be, using a 6mm Allen wrench on those. The axle nut is going to be, it's a 28mm socket. And you'll never guess what we're going to do. Grab ourselves a trusty little Ziploc bag. There you go. We're going to put all these in here. We're going to say axle bolts. Excuse me, axle nut and fork bolts, bottom fork bolts. Alright, now we got everything off here, ready to go, ready to take the axle out. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and work my calipers off. Be real careful here. I don't want to scratch up my wheels. Just give them a little bit of a torque there, a little bit of a twist, and they come out. Now that we've got that out, take a mallet, tap that axle. See, our wheel's free now. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to look around the garage here, see what I got, so I can tap this axle out. Alright, again, since this is Texas here, got my 18mm socket. Do it the redneck way. That fits right inside and grabs the edge of the axle. So I'm going to use that. I'm going to put my foot under the front wheel as well to help take off a little bit of extra weight. There we go. Tap that out. I'm going to hold that up. Pull that axle out all the way. And that front wheel drops free. I'm just going to put that axle back through the front tire. Set that aside. got all that freed up here, you go ahead and look up here. We've got scratch it. Ooh, there we go. Nice and slow, right? And there we go. We've got one side off. I'm going to go ahead and gently set that down off to the side here as I let my brake calipers hang. I actually have some leaking lines, which is why I'm just letting them hang. Normally I'd probably support them somehow, but these lines are all getting replaced anyways. Now I'm just going to set that one aside, again, gently. And as you can see, that's pretty much it. We got that front fork off. Take those in, and whenever I get them back, I'll go through this process in reverse. And it actually wasn't too bad. That only took about 20 minutes or so. If you have any questions, again, feel free to ask me. It's a learning experience for me, so hopefully I can help you guys out too.